Hey,
Here we are.
Kevin, how are you? Thanks for having me.
Right. Absolutely. All the way out in Manhattan. What part of Manhattan are you in,
New
Ryan?
York City, Upper West Side.
Okay, right on, man. It's a beautiful place. Just an amazing, electric, outstanding, awesome,
Totally.
awesome.
I agree. I'm all about New York. It's not going anywhere.
So how long have you been in New York?
7 years. I'm originally from Florida, Fort Lauderdale.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your business, man. What are you doing these days?
So I've been in the business for 7 years. I have a team of five. Last year I sold 50 apartments. I rented 30, probably about 45 million in sales. In Manhattan, I specialize in that middle market, which is like $1 to $3 million. So a lot of like 1 and 2 bedroom apartments. Really work a lot with that first time buyer. But I think what my differentiator that really separates me is like I'm an out of the box creative marketer. I have a social media agency, and that really, helps me create a lot of content and build my brand and get additional exposure for my listings, which is just skyrocketing. I totally leapfrogged from like my year, like, once I really started to get into social from like year 3, 4, my GCI just, it went up tremendously.
So you have your own agency that you
Correct.
manage.
I do the social media for LabCoats.
Perfect. Okay,
Yeah,
cool. Well,
yeah.
it's been great. So, and what would you say has been like the biggest difference from like what was that like what was the catapult? What got you? You said like it just launched you. What was it in your marketing that got you?
I think in my marketing, I think it was that I just really figured out like how to tell a story of the home, and I use a lot of video to do that, and then I just like got that exposure through social media. And I would just like think of really creative ways, and I'm not like in the camera like actor, like like selling it. Like I would just like think of different concepts of like how to like really showcase the features of an apartment in an entertaining way, and I would do video for that, and then I would just really boost it on social media and just get massive exposure.
So if somebody wanted to check out one of your videos, where would they go to find them?
Ryan Garson on YouTube, Ryan G Sells NYC on Instagram. My Instagram is a reality TV show. I put so much time and effort into creating content, being strategic, adding value for everybody from agents to sellers to buyers, to just my friends and family. Like social is a big part of like my everyday life.
Do you think all agents should be on social?
Definitely, definitely. My aha moment in 2018, I sold 3 apartments for $7 million. It was like 2 million, 3 million, and was that and another $2 million apartment. And it was pretty much just it was somebody that I met like a year or two ago. We met at an event. I knew she had a lot of money. I liked all her stuff. She liked mine. I did some sort of video about like first time home buying, and she DM'd me and said, you know what, I'm thinking about buying. And I got her on the phone, and I, sold her a $2 million apartment. But that happens to me all the time. Like, I think people really don't understand. Like agents have the mentality of like buying Zillow leads and like meeting them and transacting right away. But social media is like the long game. It's really about building your brand. I feel like that with social media, it's kind of like your website and your newsletter wrapped up in one, because you're putting out real value add content every single day, and you're not gonna like touch every single person, but it's like that one post that you do when somebody has like real estate on their mind, and then you send them, and then they send you a DM. So it's like really being top of mind with your sphere of influence, and people
What I
share your posts.
Love it. Yeah, and what I like about it is that if people can be in the comfort of their own home or on their phone or whatever, and they can make their decisions about you, whether they like you or not, they've made their decision based upon the ads and the branding and everything that you're putting out. So I think
Totally.
it's great. Do you think all agents should be doing video? Should all agents be doing video?
I mean, you don't have to be in the video. I do a lot of the videos because I can't come up. Now I have so many listings. I have 32 listings. Like I can't come up with the creative stories for every single listing. So I think if you just can showcase the home with like really like cutting edge like video clips and jump clips. I think it depends on the listing. It depends on your pricing. It depends on the urgency of the seller. It depends on how bad you want the listing and what you need to do for it. So I think there's a lot of factors in play, but it definitely, like in New York, it's vertical living, so it's kind of like a snowball effect. So if I can like sell an apartment in one building and then another sells like, so like that's why I've been so successful with my businesses, because like people are seeing the type of marketing and out of the box videos that I'm doing, that I've gotten a lot of exposure, because people in the building want to know what's going on in their building. And so if they see that you're selling a lot and you're doing really cool stuff, then they reach out to you.
It's nice to have that density, right? Like it's definitely a city thing to have that density, and then be able to target those people specifically by building, or by even a block or something, right? It's like there's a couple buildings on that block.
Totally.
You can target.
And I target whenever I do one of these videos, and I for every listing that I do, I say the top 5 reasons why this apartment's a winner. And then I always have a certain buyer in mind for every listing. And then what I'll do is I'll do a targeted post for that. So for each one of my listings. So I'm having 10, 15 targeted ads, right? Going at one time, but each one is targeted to a different demographic.
So you've made the assumption, you kind of anticipate who's this for, and then you do a video for that person and the top 5 reasons why.
Exactly. I always have somebody, like I always have the buyer of that apartment in mind. Is it, a family of 4? Is it a young professional? Is it a pied-à-terre looking for a second home? Is it, an investor? So I always have that. Is it somebody in tech? Is it, somebody who's in finance? Like, I always have that person in mind, and try to like create the story to target them. And I think the one good thing, real quick, just is about the videos that I do, is right when people step in the door and they see my video, it's like an instant connection. Like they kind of get me.
Love it. Have you ever been wrong on thinking who this is for? You do a video?
All the time. I mean, I'm in New York City. There's a mixed bag of people always. So, I think, as long as I'm putting myself out there and I'm getting the right exposure and getting traffic, I think it's a win.
Okay, so I have to ask you these questions, otherwise Tristan's gonna kill me. So I'm gonna do like a lightning round, okay? Let's try to go get as many as we can in the next 2 minutes and 20 seconds. All right, what keeps you up at night?
What keeps me up at night? I don't know. Honestly, I sleep like a baby. I work so hard during the day that I'm just like, I hit the bed and I'm out.
Got it. So just work hard and you're good. You don't have to worry about anything.
Pretty much, yeah.
All right. In the world of real estate, what do you obsess over?
I obsess over the first like 20 seconds when you meet somebody in a listing, either on the buy or sell side, like you can kind of tell if that energy is right or not right. And then if it's like not right, then it's just like, like I think you can kind of that first, it's like instant connection always.
Any tips on how to connect quickly like that? Like I agree with you on that.
I'm a really good, like, I always have a good first like one-liner, or like, I think the first question that you ask somebody is always like probably gonna like set the tone for that showing.
Yeah. Okay. And then what do you see as your biggest opportunity to grow for the rest of the year?
You're being the second and third broker. I'm in New York City, and there's a lot of listings right now that are just lagging on the market. I'm actually going to do a video on why I want to be your second broker. So it's not like the rest of the country right now. This market is really struggling. Like prices have come down. So getting buyers and sellers on the same page is really difficult. So I'm talking to a lot of sellers right now that didn't sell with their first broker. And I see a lot of opportunity there.
All right. What have you learned most about yourself from this whole COVID madness?
That I could be adaptable. I mean, I'm a social butterfly. My agency is called Very Social. So for me to be quarantined for, 3 months in Manhattan in, a small apartment, where I'm used to like going to shows and restaurants and, you know, being just in my house, means that I can adapt. And I got onto Zoom. I was on the phone. You know, I just, you know, whatever life throws you. I mean, it's not just me. Like everyone's dealing with it.
Yeah. Okay. Last one. No, we talked about social media, and this one's kind of one that I'm curious to know what you think. Do you think people should go at it on their own, or should they hire an agency like yours?
I mean, I have an agency. The reason why I think they should hire an agency, is because you don't have time to really do it and do it right. Like I think like the kind of touch that my agency puts on like by working with our clients, it would take you hours. Like as an agent, there's so many different hats that you wear. Do you really want to spend hours like, you know, writing copy and editing your pictures and, you know, really, you know, I think that's something that if you believe in it, you should outsource it and have an expert doing it, because there's so many other things that you should be talking to your clients. You should be looking at new properties. You should be taking out your clients. Like to be spending time on your phone in front of a computer working on your social. I think it's so important, but I think you should. I think there are people that are better at you than that know social media and do it for a living. So let them do it and outsource it, and it'll pay off dividends.
Love it, man. Ryan Garson, great stuff, buddy. Good job,
Thank you,
man.
Kevin. Appreciate it.
All right, everyone.
Okay.
Take care.
Bye. Bye.